The sky is blue. The fields are brown. My dashboard is black. The sun is white. I smell lettuce. I smell dirt. I smell car freshener. I smell leather. Again. Count to 5. Piali, Nano Toka Matli, or Erika. Matli is my given name to me by my two-spirit circle, a combination of the Nahuatl words also Matli and Malinali, which are the monkey and the plant. I was born on the cusp of both of these days on the Aztec calendar. The people born on the day of the monkey are associated with dance, happiness, and love. The people born on the day of the plant are known to be healers, using Mother Earth as a medicine. My name, Erika, is associated with being an eternal ruler, powerful. I was born in Puebla, Mexico, and brought to the United States at the age of 3. Raised on the border of Pico Rivera and Whittier, cities in Los Angeles. Two very different communities, one predominantly white and the other predominantly brown. The income levels were obvious in our school systems, in our parks, in our churches, in our streets, in our access to fresh groceries and fast food. As a mixed-status family, we constantly ran across not for you labels. Having a cop car behind us was part of a long list of highly stressful scenarios in which we did not know if we would make it home without being sent back to our home country. Kissing mom goodbye was only the beginning of a long day of waiting for her to make it home safely. Since I could remember, I have been conditioned to hide a part of my identity for survival. My queerness was mine, and only mine. It was a piece of me that is sacred and to be protected at all costs. Not protected from physical danger or even emotional danger, but spiritual danger. I felt as if part of me was a light that not everybody would consider as sacred as I did. I felt as if nobody could understand that my love existed beyond our understandings of what love is in our society. I vowed to always protect the spirit and to limit who had access to this part of me. I wasn't afraid of the bullying, the coming out, the outcasting. I was afraid of that spirit being tokenized or possible genocide of that spirit. I was afraid because nobody had taught me how to exist as a two-spirit individual in this society. I was afraid because I was not about rainbows and unicorns. I was afraid because I did not have a coming out story, because I was never trapped inside. I was afraid because my appearance screamed straight and female identified, not queer. For years, I accepted that I was alone on this journey. I recall the first time I wrote about the two-spirit community and the feeling of being home after a long journey. My then professor and danza maestra, Dr. Jenny Luna, had asked me to write a piece on queering danza spaces, which consisted of interviewing Chico Garza, the organizer of the two-spirit annual ceremony on Tule territory. This piece of writing opened the door to graduate school, something I had never planned for as a first-generation student. The small piece turned into my final project in graduating. Dr. Nicolas Centino made me edit that paper more than 10 times in the course of 2 months, and I didn't understand then that he was preparing me for what was to come. That same piece was my writing sample paper in applying for graduate programs and fellowships. It granted me funding for 2 years of my graduate program. For 2 years, I sat on a table with scholars who wrote about science, entrepreneurship, and engineering, scholars who were granted the same fellowship as I was, and there was not a moment that I did not feel out of place. But having my two-spirit community behind me constantly reminded me that our identity encompassed all of the above pushed me through. Identifying as a two-spirit individual is not solely about gender or sex, but rather much deeper than that. It is about a commitment to Mother Earth, to protect her and learn from her. It is about the commitment to the youth to help them be rooted and sure of themselves. It is about the commitment to recreate and create traditions and practices. It is about embracing our female and male identity energies and all the magic that we hold. It is about the deep love we feel for our partners beyond physical appearance. It is about upholding our communities and ensuring our future generations and ensuring that they know of our existence. I was raised in a Catholic traditional Latinx household, a home in which homosexuality was a hushed topic for conversation. I remember the first time my sister told my family members she was bisexual. Everyone looked at my mom as if she had done something wrong. My grandmother told my sister she needed to pray more and go to church to remove her bad thoughts about being with another woman. I recall nights of praying with my grandmother in which she would ask God to cure my sister. My mother, on the other end, just didn't talk about it or ask my sister anything. This led to my sister being private about her partners and never sharing with any of us when they went wrong. However, this never pushed my sister away from God. All the contrary, my sister was a youth leader at our church, sang in the choir, and led retreats. My sister, till this day, sings and worships loudly and happily. My sister showed me that being queer didn't make us unworthy of God's love. I won't deny that this experience made me question my religion at the time. It made me feel outcasted and angry with God. I couldn't understand why my family was homophobic when they constantly talked about the immense love of God and their acceptance. I questioned why women couldn't be priests. I questioned why my aunties never got a big wedding like everyone else in my family. I questioned why my family was so neglectful of my auntie Adelita. But my tia Adelita taught me about God's immense love and his ability to forgive people that couldn't understand us. She taught me not to resent God or my family. Much of my faith comes and stems from these powerful women in my life and their ability to see beauty in all that they are. My faith also stems in my indigenous roots and my ability to connect to Mother Moon. My ability to understand that the cosmos align with me and Creator guides me in all that I do. I am strong in faith because I see the way the elements work together for my survival. In every prayer I offer through my danzas, as a danzante, I am strong in faith. I come to academia as a danzante, and the way I carry myself in this space is a reflection of my understanding on this red road, the road of a two-spirit first-generation undocumented Nahuatl Chicana. The sky is blue. The fields are brown. My dashboard is black. The sun is white. I smell lettuce. I smell dirt. I smell car freshener. I smell leather. Again. Count to 5. This was my routine every time an anxiety attack crept into my day. Really, this was my routine when I felt depression, anger, frustration, hopelessness, to name a few. The moments were never triggered by anything specific, nor did they have a pattern. They crept in like waves, big waves I could physically see, which caused me to lose control of my breathing. Before I received professional help, there were days when I just wanted the wave to take me, to let me rest. Moments where I contemplated if anyone would miss me if I was gone. Moments where the bottle of pills screamed my name like they did to mommy when I was growing up. Much of my psychological disabilities stem from the unspoken trauma that came with being the daughter of a single immigrant mother, of being undocumented in this country, of domestic violence, of sexual assault. I guess now that I say it out loud, that's a pretty long list. I don't seem to just be exaggerating or emotional, as my family members would always tell me. That's to think about mental health, right? For some of us, psychological disabilities are nothing according to our families, but a lack of faith or exaggeration. We become resentful and conditioned to believe that nothing is wrong, therefore suppressing what needs to be healed. My lack of father figure allowed me to view the role of male figures differently, not because I have daddy issues, rather because at a young age I understood we carry both male and female. I was raised by strong women who carried all the weight of our home on their own. I was told at a young age that women were powerful and could do anything that a man could. My mom would say, "Como de que no? Ahorita aprendo." What do you mean I can't? I will learn right now. For generations, queer people have been both embraced and denied the right to carry certain ceremonial practices in my indigenous community. Since I became a part of the Two-Spirit community in 2018, I have been committed to paving the way for female passing individuals to also be giving those cargos, those duties. There is not a moment where I do not feel all my psychological disabilities creep in when I ask for more, for better in that space. I feel my voice shaky every time I demand of my circle to be more inclusive of us. I feel darkness taking over my mind and have to remind myself that I am not my disabilities, but that they are simply a part of me. I have to remember that it is in my DNA to pave the wave, to be resilient, to be the change. The sky is blue. The fields are brown. My dashboard is black. The sun is white. I smell lettuce. I smell dirt. I smell car freshener. I smell leather. Again. Count to 5. La Socomatli Mateo, thank you so much.